Hey everybody, as you may know, One Hit Thunder is part of the Evergreen Podcast Network, and I'm not only excited to tell you about, but I'm also excited to listen myself to the new show, Countdown to Dallas. On the 60th anniversary of the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, former White House correspondent Paul Brandus takes an in-depth look at the seemingly unconnected events that led to that infamous afternoon in Dallas, Texas. He explores the troubled and broken life of Kennedy's killer, Lee Harvey Oswald, and challenges 6 decades worth of conspiracy theories, none of which have been proven. Paul combs through tens of thousands of documents, all recently released by the National Archives and Records Administration, the CIA, and the FBI. Paul's findings take us back to 1939 to explore the transient childhood and often violent teenage years of Oswald, a man who was focused on becoming famous by any means. The first few episodes of this podcast are out now, so subscribe to Countdown to Dallas today in your favorite listening app or at evergreenpodcast.com.
Vaginas are absolute magic, and Ollie is here to give them the respect they deserve. That means shame-free supplements made with clinically studied ingredients to keep your pH in check and your pleasure a priority. Put yourself on top. Go to Ollie.com today. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Believe it or not, the holidays are right around the corner, and HelloFresh can help take the stress out of dinner by delivering everything you need to cook up tasty meals right to your door, saving you tons of time. That's right, the most wonderful time of the year is also the most delicious. Enjoy every bite of the holiday season with HelloFresh. You choose from over 45 weekly recipes and over 100 curated picks from HelloFresh Market. In my personal experience with HelloFresh, not only do I enjoy the amazing meals once they're done, I also enjoy the making of the dinner with people I love. And isn't that what this season is all about? My girlfriend and I recently made the Parmesan herb-crusted salmon with garlic mashed potatoes, asparagus, and creamy mustard sauce. We put on some music and split up the stuff that we had to do. Not only was it fun, but the food was incredible. And plus, it saved us a bunch of money that we would have spent on takeout that night. So if you're ready to get the farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep, go to HelloFresh.com/OneHitFree and use the code OneHitFree for free breakfast for life. That's right, you'll get one breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/OneHitFree with the code OneHitFree. You can't beat the food or the deals with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
One hit is all you need to make the money guaranteed, and you can live off royalties forever. And it makes me wonder, is it just a wonder, or is it one hit thunder?
Chris, you don't have Spotify. You use Apple Music, so you don't get to be as much of the excitement that is the Spotify Wrapped.
I do. Matt, you don't realize Apple does it the same day now.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, that's very exciting. Spotify Wrapped is my favorite time of the year, to be honest, because it happens right in between Thanksgiving, Halloween, and Christmas. It's wrapped up in the holidays, and I love seeing, like, what have I been listening to this last year. But the thing that I love even more about Spotify Wrapped, before we dive into what we're going to do right here, is that we also, as a podcast, get our little Wrapped package telling us how our podcast is done for the year.
Nice.
And I'm going to tell you about that right here on the air. So, what do you think was our most streamed episode on Spotify this year? It's an older episode, I'll tell you that much.
Was it the Gautier episode?
No, it was Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant. Got streamed 871% more than our average episodes.
What is it about the Electric Avenue episode that just keeps going?
It's the train that keeps rolling. But here's a fun stat for us. 82% of our listeners this year first started listening to the podcast in 2023.
What percent?
82%.
Wow. Okay, so we made some big strides in the past year.
We did pretty good. This is not shocking at all. The United States was our top country where
Okay.
people were listening to us. Our streaming in general went up 14%,
Okay.
and people subscribing to us on Spotify went up 53%.
Nice.
But the most exciting thing was this breakdown. 3,130 Spotify listeners had us in their top 10 podcasts of the year.
Nice.
2,548 listeners had us in our top 5. And 1,226 people had us as their number 1 podcast of the year.
Wow, that's pretty good. And that's just Spotify. That's not counting Apple Podcasts and everything. All right. I like that.
Yeah, so we're putting out a bonus episode, which we're probably going to do more of these in the new year, but this one specifically is for all of you Spotify heads out there who've been checking us out and helping us out in those rankings. Now, Chris, my Spotify Wrapped is 100 songs deep. We're not going to go through all 100. That would, I think, be pure chaos. But I think we could look at my top 20. We want to look at what my top 20 songs were of 2023.
Sure.
Do you have any predictions on what you expect to see on here?
Probably some Christian music and some ska.
Here was my number 20 most listened to song of 2023.
Wow. Is this Be My Lover by LaBouche?
Yeah, that it is.
That's your
baby.
number 20?
My number 20 most listened to song
Wow. Okay.
of 2023.
That's a surprise. That's a little bit of a surprise. I
Because
like
it's a
it.
good ass song. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here was my number 19.
Is this Tiffany?
Yeah, it is, baby.
Dude, it's so crazy. I was at Marquitte's house last night and watching music videos, 80s music videos, and this music video came on. And I swear, this song, it's I Think We're Alone Now, it never ends. It goes on forever.
Well, it certainly never ended in 2023 in my playlist.
Okay.
It just kept coming up. This is probably the first one. I'm not sure if you'll know this song or not. So here we go. It's a song from the 70s. When I Need You by Leo Sayer.
No, I don't know this one.
And it's like, right here is where he starts singing.
No, I do not know this song.
It's my 18th most listened to song, a song I
Sheesh.
discovered when he was the guest on The Muppet Show.
Okay.
All right, here we go. This will be absolutely no surprise. At number 17, we knew we needed some type of mid-90s grunge.
Wow, the Toadies?
Yeah,
Possum
baby.
Kingdom, number 17. All right.
All right, so far, are you pleasantly surprised, or is this basically what you were expecting?
It's really all over the place. I don't know what to expect from you, man. I really don't know what to expect from you these days.
All right, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit on this one because I know that you don't know this song. I think I've talked to you about this song before. It's a song called Run, Run Away by Slade, who's mostly known for writing the original Come On, Feel the Noise.
Right.
But this has like been my hype up song all year, like when I'm about to do something big. And it's because of this guitar riff that kicks in at the minute mark on the song. Here it is.
Yeah. I don't think I know this song.
It's their goal. I was reading about it the other day. It was their goal in like 1988. They wanted to write like a song that sounded like a sea shanty mixed with Celtic rock, mixed with heavy metal. And I think they pulled it off. Chris, you're going to be really proud of my number 15 though.
All right, let's go. Ooh, nice. Little Sledgehammer. I like that. That would probably,
Sledgehammer.
if I had Spotify, that would probably be in my top 50. I don't know how many times I listened to it in the past year, but it'd be up there.
There's one song in my entire top 20 here where I don't know how this got here. I guess it's just because I'll have random playlists on. I have like over 50 playlists in Spotify, and I'll just pick one and have it play. And I have been listening to a lot. This year, I listened to a lot of the classic rock one, but also a lot of the Billy Joel one. So
Okay.
this probably just ended up while shuffling, coming up a lot on both. It's the song Captain Jack by Billy Joel, which was his second single off the Piano Man that nobody remembers.
Okay. I remember talking about this or hearing about this song on a podcast recently, but I definitely don't know this song.
It's not a bad song. The story is that this is what kind of saved his career a bit, because when he was playing up and down the East Coast, this was like one of those songs where like a local Philly station latched on to Captain Jack when it was like a demo, and it became like a big song in Philly, and that like made the label that was about to drop him be like, all right, let's give him one more shot, because his first album did terribly. And then they gave him the money to do Piano Man, and then that's like where it came out.
In the past year, I've heard this story, and I don't know if it was when you did It's Still Billy Joel to Me on the Weird Al podcast or what it was. Somewhere I know this story, but I didn't know the song.
Yeah. All right, so now we're up to number... Did I do this wrong? Hold on a second. That was 15, 14, 13. Okay, so here's number 13.
Gorillaz.
The Gorillaz.
Yeah, this Gorillaz song really made a big comeback this year. I don't know why.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Marquitte's 10-year-old son listens to this song nonstop. He has a Gorillaz hat, a Gorillaz t-shirt, loves Gorillaz. I think TikTok, it made a big comeback somehow.
Do you know my fun fact about the Gorillaz and that specific song?
No.
First song I ever performed live on stage with a band.
Wow.
My freshman year, I formed a high school band, and our first show was the high school talent show, and we did Green Day When I Come Around, and then end it with me doing Clint Eastwood by the Gorillaz. It was a terrible performance because it was 14-year-olds trying to do the Gorillaz with just a drum, bass, and guitar. But talking about TikTok, TikTok's a big explanation on why this is my number 12.
What is this?
You never heard this?
No.
This was like one of the big dance sensations on TikTok that I just got stuck in my head. She wears fan shoes with pink shoelaces, polka dot dress, and man, oh man, he wears tan shoes with pink shoelaces and a big Panama with a purple headband. It was to promote the last season of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh.
They created a dance challenge, and for like 2 months, every time I went on TikTok, my For You page was just like all those dance videos. And I was like, this is a good ass song. I'd never heard it before.
I fell off on Marvelous Miss Maisel. I think it was because there was too big of a gap between seasons, and I forgot what happened in the past season.
Well, and if ever a show needed a recap at the start of each season, it was Mrs. Maisel, and they never would do one. You would just hit play, and it would just start where it left off. And I'm like, I need to be caught up on everything.
Right.
Number 11 is a cover that I actually first learned about on the very first Geekscape live stream event that we did during the pandemic. It was for Halloween, and you, me, my buddy Khalil, and I forget one other person, we made a Halloween mixtape in a draft style. And this was one of Khalil's picks, and it's become a favorite of mine, which is, I'll skip ahead a little bit. It's a reggae cover of Thriller by Michael Jackson by the Easy Star All-Stars.
Okay. You're just all over the place, man. That's one of your top songs of the year.
That's number 11. We're about to hit the top 10.
A reggae version of Thriller was one of your top songs of the year. Jesus.
You're about to really... The next two, you're going to be like, what the hell?
Okay.
But all I'll say is, remember, I'm a dude who loves musicals.
Oh, boy.
So at number 10... my favorite song from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend,
Oh.
You Stupid Bitch.
Oh.
Well, Rebecca, you've done it now.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Yeah.
I think the best song from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is I Love My Daughter. That song's incredible.
Dude, that particular character has some of the best songs because he has Getting By, and I think he also has the song where its title's like You're My Best Friend, even though I know I'm not yours.
I love my daughter, but not in a creepy way.
All right, another musical one. This is insane. All I'll say leading up to this is when I was in 10th grade, my high school did this as their school musical, and I was on stage crew, and I fell in love with this particular song.
That's it. We're gonna throw a dance. We are gonna throw a party that knocks Beaumont right off its tractor. You're just asking for a fight.
This is
Bring it on.
I'm Free, originally by Kenny Loggins from Footloose the Musical.
Wow, okay. Oh, boy.
All right. I think I'll win you back on this one, though, because you
Okay.
were excited when you heard Be My Lover at my number 20.
Oh, man.
We're going back to Europe
Okay.
in the 90s for my number 8.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time on the show.
In the night, is this Another Night?
Another Night by Real McCoy.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I love this early 90s club MTV music that you're into.
All right. So this is going to be one that you're going to laugh when you first hear it. I will explain the reasoning why this song I listen to as much as I do, because it's two different reasons. One that's television related, one that's like real life sad related. But this was my number 7 most listened to song. Now, if you remember when we were doing the romantic mixtape Patreon episode,
Okay.
people listening, check out patreon.com/OHT podcast to hear that episode. I wanted this song to close. I wanted the original version of this song to close it out, which is the song "The Book of Love," which is originally done by the Magnetic Fields. I think it's
Okay.
the band's name was, but this is Peter Gabriel covering it.
Okay.
So this was the last song used in the last scene of the last episode of Scrubs.
All right.
So there's like the emotional attachment of that, but it was also, I've talked about her a couple times before, my friend Meg, who passed away, Scrubs was her favorite show, and she loved that particular song so much that it was also her first dance at her wedding.
Wow.
So ever since she passed away, it's kind of been a song. It's that song and Still Fighting It by Ben Folds are like the two songs that I will often revisit throughout the year just to kind of think happy times and remember, hey, isn't it great that I had a friend that I loved that much in my life? All right, now we're going to get into some shit that you know, because at my number 6...
Primus at number 6.
Yeah.
I love you're keeping the Primus flame alive in 2023. I love it.
With Winona's Big Brown Beaver, the first
Yeah.
song I ever heard by Primus. That was
What?
my introduction to Primus. Yeah.
Man, you were late to the game.
I was 10 when that album came out.
Okay.
I just discovered Green Day a year earlier. I didn't know what any music was outside of that.
I think My Name is Mud was mine, thanks to Beavis
That- I
and
think-
Butthead.
I would say that or Jerry is a Race Car Driver would be most people's introductions. I know I was late to that party. This one, No Shock. We covered it in one of the first episodes of the podcast. And I have said many times it is probably one of, if not my favorite song from the 90s.
Oh, Jim LeGrando would be proud. Some Space
Yes,
Hog.
he would. Space Hog in the meantime.
There you go. Always makes me think of New Year's Eve when they used this song on the New Year's Eve MTV, whatever year this song came out, 96 or something.
Well, Club Kelly's not done just yet, Chris, because
Okay.
one more 90s dance song made it at number 4. My number 4 most listened to song of 2023.
Wow. This one is, which one is this?
This is Rhythm is a Dancer
Rhythm
by
is a
Snap.
Dancer. It's a soul's companion. I didn't know you were so into the grind in the early 90s.
I think what it was that this is like music my cousins used to listen to when I was a kid, and I hated it. And now it's like all these years later, I'm like, actually, these songs are all really good. So it's like rediscovering 3-decade-old songs now.
Okay.
All right, number 3.
right.
This one baffles me. I do not know how this is my third most listened to song in 2023. The only thing I can come up with, this is my only explanation possibly. Every once in a while, I'll get asked to DJ some events, be it like a family's party or something at the church. And I'll literally just like make a playlist in Spotify and plug my phone in and call it a day. And this song is so inoffensive and loved by everybody that I'm sure it was on every single one of those party playlists.
This is now. This is Footloose, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you have Footloose on your top 20 twice.
Well, I have a song
I'm
from the
Free.
Footloose musical.
I'm Free.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you have.
Which I think personally, I'm Free is the better Kenny Loggins song from the Footloose soundtrack.
I don't know about that, but you got so much Loggins and Gabriel. Loggins, Gabriel, and dance club hits of the early 90s on your list here.
This number 2 makes total sense. You laugh at me all you want. This was my grandfather's favorite song, and it's kind of become my own personal mantra, so of course I listen to it a bunch. The number 2 most listened to song, according to my Spotify Wrapped,
When you're smiling,
Michael Bublé, When You're Smiling.
Your grandfather was a big Bublé head.
Well, this is a cover of a song from the
Yeah,
20s,
I
but
know,
but Bublé's version comes the closest to how my grandfather's version sounded, so
Gotcha.
that's the one that I go to.
I guess
And
I
our
shouldn't
number
be
one-
surprised that Bublé is number 2 on your list.
No.
Boy,
Number
oh boy.
1. Here's the big buildup. Number 1 actually ties to One Hit Thunder.
Wow. Okay.
Until we did an episode about this group, I thought I hated this group.
Wow. The Grateful Dead is your number 1. Sheesh.
Touch a Grave by the Grateful Dead, my number
right.
1 song of 2023. Now, Chris, Punchline made it as my number 5 most listened to artist
Okay.
of the entire year. And you were up there with some pretty, I mean, I'm not sure if you saw, it was some pretty heavy hitters. They were very Matt Kelly heavy hitters.
I didn't see who we were there with.
So you were just below the Beatles.
Nice.
It was Punchline at number 5. The Beatles were at number 4. Five Iron Frenzy was at number 3. Weird Al Yankovic was at number 2. And my number 1 band was Green Day.
All
A
right.
band whose current tour tickets are so expensive that I guess I will continue to not see them into 2024 live.
I'll take it. Yeah, that was very eclectic list. From Apple Music, I also got some stuff today, but it didn't go as deep. It only gives me my top 15.
Okay, let's do your top 15.
So, at number 15 is Work featuring Drake from Rihanna.
Okay.
At number 14 was Temporary from Verite.
No shock there.
Number 13 was Sweat You Out My System from Maya. That's
Okay,
MAY
wow,
dash A, not the Maya from, Ghetto Superstar.
Okay.
Number 12 was Make You Say from Zed, Maren Morris. You know that song?
I don't think I do.
It's so good. Number 11 was Sorry to Me Too from Julia Michaels. Great song.
You love Julia Michaels. You got me really into Julia Michaels last year.
Number 10 was I'm in Love with You from the 1975.
Great band.
Number 9 was Part of the Band from the 1975. The 1975 shows up on my lists a lot. I think I listened to him a lot before I started to realize the singer is a little bit of an edgelord, which I'm not too into, and they probably won't make any of my lists in the following year. I don't know. I have a hard time separating the art from the artist, so probably won't happen. At number 8 for me was Sign Me Up from Post Malone. Dude,
Ooh,
that
that's
newest,
the song you talked about on one of our Patreon episodes, I think.
that newest Post Malone album is so good. At number 7 was Cry, Cry, Cry from Verite. At number 6 was Ghost in the Machine from SZA. It's the song with Phoebe Bridgers on it.
Okay.
At number 5 was Many Times from Dijon. If you don't know that song, it's amazing. At number 4, Take Me Home from Pink Panthers. I've been listening to her new album. It's pretty good. Bedroom pop stuff. Really good. Number 3 is A Lucid Dream from Verite. And number 2 is Stressed Out from Haywood. And number 1 was I Thought I Was Waiting from Verite. I'm such a Verite.
A lot of Verite. I actually am surprised that Gang of Youths song that you love didn't make the top 15.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, but maybe that was a little bit more the year before. My top artists of the year. Number 15 was Paramore.
Nice.
Number 14 was King Princess. Number 13, Frank Ocean. Number 12, Drake. Number 11, Ben Folds. Number 10, Carly Rae Jepsen. And number 9, I'm sorry about it. I mean, I guess I'm going and looking up our own stuff for one reason or another, but it's Punchline. I promise I'm not sitting around rocking out to my own band, but I don't know. I guess I am on there a lot of times.
You've been listening to Punchline more than you've been listening to Ben Folds.
I guess. I got to go on there and like check if, I don't know. I don't remember listening to my own band that much. And number 8 is Julia Michaels. Number 7, SZA. Number 6, Enter Shikari. Number 5, The Used. I don't know how The Used got so high on my list this year.
And I mean, you just got into Enter Shikari recently, so for them to jump up to 6 says a lot.
I mean, I listened to that album a lot. Number 4 was Post Malone. Number 3 was Gang of Youths. Number 2 was the 1975. And number 1, no surprise here, it's Verite.
Yeah. I was going to say, the person who almost dominated your top 15 songs, not much of a shocker there. Well, that was fun, Chris. And we've talked about this. We'll probably do more of these, like, music-related minis throughout 2024, especially, Green Day's got a new album dropping in early 2024. Maybe we'll dive into that and do a quick, like, how do we feel about this? It's from the early songs that they've released, it sounds like it's a pretty good return to form for Green Day, especially after Father of All Motherfuckers, which was, like, widely considered the worst thing they've ever made, came out a couple years ago. So, we'll see. We'll see. But stay tuned for more of these, guys. And otherwise, we'll be back next week with more of the normal one-hit thunder.
Cool.
One hit is all you need to make the money guaranteed, and you can live off royalties forever. And it makes me wonder, is it just a wonder, or is it one hit thunder?
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
Hey, this is Mike Wiebe, and I'm the singer in a band called the Riverboat Gamblers.
And I'm Zach Blair. I play guitar in a band called Rise Against. Mike and I also have a band called the Draculas, and we also have this great, amazing new podcast called Zach and Mike Make 3.
Yeah, each week we're going to ask ourselves and we're going to ask our guests what 3 favorite things they are into at that moment or in their entire lives. And then we're either going to agree with them or we're going to make fun of them. And you're going to listen to it and you're going to like it, or we will make fun of you. How about that? I just flipped it on you, the person listening to this right now. But we're going to do it every week here on the Sound Talent Network. Once again, it's called Zach and Mike Make 3.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? I am Finn McKenty, host of the Punk Rock MBA podcast, part of the Sound Talent Media Podcast Network. My podcast is all about doing what you love for a living, and every week I sit down and talk to people who have done exactly that. For example, musicians like Tommy from Between the Buried and Me, Matt from Periphery, Lil Lotus and Shinigami, among many others, photographers, artists, designers, YouTubers like Glenn Fricker and Sarah Dici, and I unpack exactly how they got to where they are today with the goal of helping you do the same. So if that sounds cool, you can listen and subscribe at soundtalentmedia.com, and I'll see you there.